to the NCAA Women's Basketball Selection Special.
Down in Boulder, Colorado, the 5 seed up against the 12 seed Kansas, their 13th NCAA appearance. They were on Charlie Cream's next 4 out, so they sneak in 25 wins for Colorado.
Yeah, great season so far. They're led by Arielle Robertson. She's a great athletic player that brings great versatility to the game.
It was a celebration here at the Coors Event Center in Boulder as Colorado found out that the Buffaloes will be in the Norfolk Regional of the NCAA tournament and host the Kansas Jayhawks in the first round. Head coach Linda Lappy is with us. Well, I guess all of the questions have now been answered. Your immediate thoughts about being in and also about facing Kansas?
We're extremely excited. To be hosting one is very exciting, and to be a 5 seed, I think, shows a lot of respect from the committee, and very appreciative of that. And then to be playing Kansas, an old Big 12 opponent. We left 2 years ago, and so it's going to be great to be able to play the Jayhawks again.
What were your immediate thoughts when you saw Colorado flash on the screen?
Yeah, it took me back to a few years ago when that was pretty much a consistent thing. And what's great is that our school has not been in there for about 9 years, and it's great to be able to get back and have our team and have that Colorado read on the big screen, and to have our players understand how hard they've worked to see their name up on the board.
Linda, you guys knew you were in, but you didn't know where and all the logistics and all of that. Now that it's settled, at least for a couple of minutes, can you at all reflect before starting the preparation on what a season you've had?
Well, it's hard because you want to keep it going. I think we've been a team that's been very consistent. We are consistent in our play, consistent in beating teams that we feel like we should beat, and so we just want to keep it going as long as we possibly can. I think you've seen a lot of different players step up for us at different times. We've had some injuries and people fill in. We have great depth, and I think that's a strength of ours, is to be able to put a lot of different combinations on the floor and to be successful.
What do you know about Kansas?
They have a few of the same players from 2 years ago when we played them. I know that. I don't know much more. I haven't really seen them a whole lot. Wasn't expecting that I didn't think that they might get in, so didn't look at them a whole lot, and that's what tonight's for. That's what tomorrow morning's for. Our plan is to make sure that we're prepared for practice in the morning.
Seeded 5th, about where you thought you'd fall?
Exactly. I think 5 or 6 is what we were expecting, just depending on what the committee members took into consideration, and we're happy to be where we're at.
Talk about how your club is playing now after the Pac-12 tournament, 1-1, the loss to Stanford after beating Washington. Do you like how the team was playing heading into what was kind of a long break?
I do. I mean, the Stanford game was great for us to play. We hadn't played anybody at that high level of competition for a few games, and so it was great for us to get back on the floor against a really good team and to make sure that we knew what it was going to take to beat a team like that. And so I think that's really helped us in this off time, and now it's about preparing for the next opponent. So the 1 week is down. We've got a few days left, and now we just have to make sure our team is ready.
The other game in Boulder will be South Carolina against South Dakota State. Your thoughts on that matchup?
Interesting matchup. The Jackrabbits are tough. They are really well coached. I think probably there's no team in the country that wants their first round matchup to be against South Dakota State. South Carolina is a good team as well. Dawn Staley's there. She was she's been in the Olympics a lot. Very good coach, and so we have a good 4 teams here in Boulder, and should be very good for fans to come out and watch. I think South Dakota State will bring a few fans. I think Kansas will bring a few fans, so should be a fun time. You
experienced this as a player at CU. What will you tell your players now as you prepare for the tournament?
Well, it's about taking it one game at a time. You got to look at the first opponent. You got to make sure you're really prepared for that opponent, and you have to make sure you treat it like any other game. You can't put more stock in this game than you have in every other game. Probably won't come out the way that you want it to come out, and so we've been pretty successful all season long in just doing our jobs and playing. Everybody doing their role and doing what they need to be doing, and so we've got to make sure that nobody tries to do extra. What we have been doing is going to be good enough, and it's going to be very, very emotional. We've got to downplay that a little bit and make sure we're just ready to play.
A great atmosphere here during the selection show, and I would imagine that's just a little bit of a taste of what you'll have with your home crowd behind you on Saturday.
It is. We're excited. We're going to have a great crowd. If you haven't bought your tickets, make sure you get out and buy your tickets. I hope we get at least half full, maybe 6,000, 7,000 fans out here, and it's going to be a great time.
Should be a lot of fun. Congratulations on a wonderful year. I guess all the work starts now. All the best against KU.
Thank you very much.
That's head coach Linda Lappy. It'll be the Buffs against the Kansas Jayhawks in the first round of the NCAA tournament. It'll be Saturday afternoon at the Coors Events Center in Boulder. And then, if the Buffs win, they'll advance to the championship of this little pod, this little 4-team bracket, if you will, on Monday against the South Carolina or South Dakota State winner. As always, highlights next week on the show. Be sure to check out all things Colorado on CUBuffs.com.